News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, a biker is airlifted to UMC trauma following an accident. Hot air balloons filled the sky over the weekend, and the Nye County Sheriff's Office explorers hold a fundraiser. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, March 23rd, 2015. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. 39-year-old Kenneth Cardenas of Tonopah has been charged with sexual assault. The Nye County Sheriff's Office received information pertaining to a female juvenile who was approximately 3 years old being sexually assaulted by Kenneth Cardenas between the years of 2011 and 2012 at a location in Tonopah. Cardenas has been booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. A motorcycle rider was injured when he crashed his bike on Saturday.
A single vehicle accident occurred on Saturday night on Highway 372 and Linda Street. According to reports, no one saw this accident occur. However, a passerby came upon a single vehicle motorcycle accident in which the motorcycle rider was ejected from the bike. Apparently, the motorcycle rider was unconscious but breathing at the time that he was discovered on the roadway. Nye County Sheriff's deputies, Nevada Highway Patrol, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue all arrived on scene. The male rider had to be transported to the heliport where he was airlifted to UMC Trauma in Las Vegas by Mercy Air. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
The first medical marijuana establishment to open in the state of Nevada is Sierra Wellness Connection, a cultivation facility located in Reno. Sierra Wellness Connection successfully passed all local and state inspections and is prepared to begin growing medical marijuana after thorough testing. The product will be available for sale to nearly 9,000 patient cardholders in Nevada who could benefit from medical marijuana for ailments such as cancer, glaucoma, seizures, AIDS, and PTSD. News 46 will return in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Many homeless adults struggle with mental illness as well as substance use disorders. Most programs designed to help homeless individuals require them to first enter treatment, rehabilitation, and then transitional housing. A new study evaluated a program where homeless adults transition directly from the streets or shelters to permanent housing while also receiving intensive mental health support. Catherine Dolph has the details in this week's JAMA report.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Hercules is enjoying his new home.
After 10 years homeless, I felt like I was born again.
After losing his business and then his mother, he became depressed. Hercules participated in the Housing First program, where homeless adults move directly from the street or shelters into permanent housing while working closely with a support team.
Individuals with moderate mental health needs represents a very large segment of the homeless population across North America.
Doctors Vicky Sturgopoulos and Stephen Wang from St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto and co-authors recruited about 1,200 homeless individuals from 4 large cities across Canada. A little more than half the participants received rent supplements and intensive mental health support from project teams. The remaining participants did not receive rent supplements and were instead directed to services available in their community. Both groups were followed for up to 2 years.
Individuals in the intervention group had much greater success in achieving stable housing compared to the usual care group.
While the intervention is very successful, their overall quality of life did not improve significantly as a result of the intervention.
The Housing First model has been used for homeless individuals experiencing severe mental illness who required intensive and costly support services.
We can now broaden this model to include people who have more moderate needs for services and can do so at a lower cost than the more intensive version of the intervention.
Hercules has taken computer courses, meets regularly with his support advocate, and even rescued his cat Leo. He also helps those who are still homeless, encouraging them to stay positive.
Just keep your chin up and see the green light. They're going to come some point.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Thanks so much, Catherine. The study was conducted in response to the growing number of homeless individuals all across Canada. The second annual Balloon Fest was held at Petrick Park over the weekend. News 46 spoke to Sally Kerr from the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce about the successful event.
We had a great festival this year. We had 27 balloonists, 24 of which took off in flight on Saturday morning. We had some test flights Thursday and Friday, so people got to see balloons in the air for 3 days. We had the carnival, we had 60 vendors, and we had a full park. It was a great experience.
Yeah, people were saying, oh, the balloons were already up on Thursday and Friday, and so they were excited to see that and kind of anticipating what was going on with Balloon Fest. There was a little bit of what was the glow? What's that?
The glow event is typically they get to stand the balloons up and light them up. Our winds were a little high for that on Saturday night, so they actually ended up doing the basket burn, which are the propane burning at the basket. So they did set up at the park and do that at dusk.
And then what happened on Sunday with the balloons?
Sunday on the weather. As soon as that wind gets up beyond about 9 miles an hour, they just can't go. And it was calm low, so you were standing in the park saying, wow, it would seem like it. And as soon as you looked up to the flags around us higher, they were gusting. There was just no way to get them up in the air.
You even noticed with the balloons on Saturday when they first took off, they all kind of headed towards Amargosa, and then a lot of them got real low for a while.
Right, and they stayed low exactly for that reason. Their weather guy is so good that he will tell them what their wind is between certain levels. So he'll say from 200 to 450 feet, you got this, and even directionally. So that's how they get around, is by changing levels in the airstream. And so it's really interesting to watch how they do that.
So that they can kind of direct themselves.
Exactly. And they do it all by what direction and how fast airstreams are going at different levels.
There was also some tethered balloons in the park on Saturday?
There were tethered balloons. Unfortunately, again, winds shut them down earlier than we had hoped, but there were a lot of people that got to do $10 balloon rides.
Wonderful. So next year?
Next year, it's going to be bigger and better than ever. We have pilots already talking about making it a 3-day event. So we would have public balloon rides Friday and adding some 1-day sponsorship so people can actually just pay for a day's sponsorship of a balloon and go up. We did include the schools this year. There'll be even more of that next year. And all in all, it was a really good event. Our pilots were so well received. Everywhere they went, they just felt like Pahrump was welcoming. I told them we had everybody on their best behavior this weekend.
Such a fun event. DMV offices could add more services, including voter ID cards, moped registration, and medical marijuana caregiver cards for pet owners if certain bills pass the legislature. The department will have additional responsibilities, and that may tax the already strained agency. Increasing staff is not mentioned in the bills. The agency is already issuing medical marijuana cards. That process has to be repeated every 2 years. There have been almost 24,000 driver authorization cards issued so far after the legislature approved the measure last season. The DMV has asked for 75 new staff members to help with the new services. The new computer system that will take 5 years to fully implement should help too, they say. CASA had their St. Patty's Day Crab Fest at Nye Communities Coalition for the 4th year to benefit children in the foster care system.
This is our 4th annual. We're very excited. It's here at the Coalition. We have about 150 reservations. And as you can see, there's a lot of people here having a good time, all for CASA.
Brian Kunze's going to be teaching everybody how to crack those crab legs open?
Yes. Brian is the expert crab eater. So he has those little doohickeys, and he's going to train everyone on the right way to eat crab.
So he actually is the one that goes and picks this crab up from the airport and brings it over here?
He does it all. Yeah, he orders the crab for us as soon as we get the reservations in, and then he goes down to the airport, picks it up, brings it in. Yeah, it's terrific.
People are excited about this event as well as all the other CASA events that you have, very unique fundraisers, and that's the reason for this, right? This is a fundraiser here.
It's a fundraiser for CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and we recruit and train volunteers to advocate for children who are in foster care, to advocate for them in court on their behalf.
So, are you guys looking for more volunteers now at this time?
Well, we are. This is a good time if anyone is interested to call us, because we're going to be training a class probably in May or June of this year. And we do one training class a year. It's a 36-hour long class over a period of a month. And it's very intense because we're teaching them to handle little lives, not to handle the lives, but to speak on behalf of the children in court. So many times the parents have a lawyer, everybody else has an attorney, but there's no one to speak up for the child. So that's what our CASA advocates do. They investigate a case and they learn what is in the best interest of the child in order to speak on their behalf in court.
If people would like to get involved, how can they do that?
They can call us at 775-513-9514.
Let's join Courtney Salmon with Weekend Sports.
Weekend Sports is brought to you by Wolfenstein Construction. Pahrump Valley High School baseball beat Clark High School on Thursday 5-2 and Desert Pines on Saturday 10-1. The victory over Clark makes Pahrump undefeated in league as they played their next conference match on the road today against Spring Valley, who is also undefeated in league. The Trojans will play at home on Wednesday against Sierra Vista at 3:30. The high school softball team destroyed their opponents this weekend. They decimated Clark High School 22-3. They then played Desert Pines twice and beat them 18-1 and 15-1. They also played Spring Valley today and will play Sierra Vista at home on Wednesday at 3:30. The PVHS boys and girls track teams travel to Faith Lutheran this Wednesday for a meet with Boulder City, Faith Lutheran, and Virgin Valley. This Saturday, excitement returns to the Pahrump Valley Speedway. Races start at 3 p.m. For more information, go to www.PaHrumpValleySpeedway.com. Earning his first professional Bull Riders Built Ford Tough Series victory since 2010, Ben Jones, the dancing Australian, captured the Ty Murray Invitational title in Albuquerque, New Mexico on Sunday afternoon. In fact, 29,963 fans attended the three-day event, a PBR record for that invitational. Jones rode Beaver Creek Bow for a 90.25 ride. March Madness is definitely full of some maddening upsets. 14th-ranked Georgia beat 3rd-ranked Baylor 57-56 with a beautiful three-pointer with 3 seconds left on the clock. 14th-ranked UAB beat 3rd-ranked Iowa State 60-59. 7th-ranked Michigan State beat 2nd-ranked Virginia 60-54. And one of the craziest upsets so far was North Carolina State knocking off number 1-ranked Villanova 71-68. 11.57 million people filled out March Madness brackets on ESPN.com alone. With the Sweet 16 about to start, there is not a single perfect bracket left on ESPN. Mine was busted the first day. I had Baylor in the Elite Eight. This has been Weekend Sports. I'm Courtney Salmon with News 46.
Thanks so much, Courtney. The Nye County Sheriff's Office Explorers Spaghetti Dinner fundraiser at the Bob Reed Community Center raised much-needed funds for the program, which teaches law enforcement to teenagers in Nye County.
It's a spaghetti dinner fundraiser for our Nye County Sheriff's Office Explorer Post. It's a great group of youth that like to dedicate their time and commitment to the community. They are learning what law enforcement's all about so that they can hopefully in the future become police officers themselves.
How many strong are you guys now?
Right now I have 12. And I've had a few come in tonight, pick up applications, a few youth that are showing interest in it. We spoke to them, and I'm looking forward to receiving more applications.
So tell me what the training's like for the Explorers.
We've kicked up training a little bit since we've redone this program. They're doing training in traffic stops, how to use the radio appropriately, building searches. They're getting ready for a challenge that Las Vegas holds, the Ex-Con Challenge, every summer. In that, they'll have active shooter competition, so we're going to start hitting all these trainings pretty hard in the next couple months until the competition. They'll have the active shooter, they'll have building searches, they're going to have downed officer rescue training, how to pedestrian stops, and pretty much just even communication, how to talk to people.
You were an explorer yourself?
I was many years ago.
So has the program changed over the years or become more advanced?
We're advancing it a little bit. We became partners. We became explorers. Before, they were explorers many years ago, and then they got away from the exploring part and became cadets, which just entailed a little bit of training and ride-alongs and stuff, but it really wasn't a really training and showing the kids what this is about. Now that we've joined the Explorer Post again through the Boy Scouts of America, we get a little bit more hands-on with stuff, and being an explorer myself, I have a lot of experience with it, and I'm using a lot of my experiences from way back then on stuff that I got to do and train and different things, and I'm bringing that to this agency and the department and with these kids so that they get the same training that I had.
Fantastic. We are really learning a lot, and it's something that's really special to me, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
How long have you been in the Explorers?
6 months.
3 months.
What's the best thing that you like about this program?
I like the formation and the training that we get. We did building searches recently. That was really fun.
Are you hoping to become an officer?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
You too?
Yes, ma'am.
A Nye County commissioner will have her salary garnished in order to settle a judgment assessed against her. Donna Cox filed a lawsuit against the county in 2009. She now has to make a monthly payment to pay off the fees incurred on her case that was dismissed that year. The $3,098.65 judgment against her is for a court reporter and transcript fees. Cox filed the lawsuit individually and as a representative of the Citizens for a Safe Community against Nye County and Correction Corporation of America. She alleged that the county violated open meeting laws and zoning ordinances for the construction of the privately owned prison on Mesquite Avenue. We caught up with the Secretary of State, Barbara Sagatsky, recently at Mountain Falls.
It's really going great. I've got a great team assembled. We're working really hard. We're going with bills that we have up at the legislature. We're watching the bills that affect or have some type of an effect on the legislation. Usually elections is what you see a lot of the bills that come through, and that we're just monitoring that. But I have to tell you, I am so blessed and very privileged to be the Secretary of State for Nevada.
You are busy right now, aren't you?
Yes, we are very busy. I try to spend a couple days in Vegas and the rest of the time up in Carson City right now because I have the 2 offices.
Those bills are seeming to come through really quickly right now, as they do through the legislature. The ones that are affecting legislation that they're elections that they're looking at right now, can you give us kind of a recap of what's going on with that?
Well, we have some that would like same-day registration. I'm not in favor of that. We have a couple people that are looking at voter ID, which I am in favor of. And so those are just a few, that and some election cleanup legislation, some new things that people think need to be in, like residency. We're looking at those who had run for office that weren't legally in the district, and so there's some legislation on that.
Let's check in with RJ Lloyd, Joe Hayden, and Darby O'Donnell to get some progress on her fitness training at Fitness for 10.
Just because it's under the calories that I wanted, it still was high in carbohydrates and sugars and fats and stuff.
So what are you thinking about the training that went on here today?
My stomach hurts and my arms hurt.
So you're hoping for a good report next week, and so you're going to actually start listening to this sugars and carbs have got to go.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at the labels more than I already have. Because I'm just now I noticed I started glancing at the labels, like how much calories is that, and then I don't look at the rest, really.
Well, what Darby did today was we did some abs. We did some planking when we did some abs. We went on, did some biceps and triceps. And from that, we went back to the Roman chair and did a little more abs again, finished it out with abs. And I wanted to kind of hit her core, hit her secondaries, her biceps and triceps, and get those touch in too.
Let's talk about muscle, kind of working out muscles and toning your muscles as it relates to weight loss. Is that a key item in losing weight and burning fat?
Oh, of course, definitely. I mean, they have a pyramid that the physicians use. 70% of that weight loss is going to be your eating. 30% of that's going to be your strength and endurance. And basically 20% of that's your strength and 10% of that's your cardio. So yeah, well, definitely 20% of that is going to play into your weight loss.
We went over some diet items today. What's some of the things that we're looking on tweaking in her diet?
Yeah, we're going to stop the root beer floats, the late night snacking, and we're going to kind of cut out the carbs at night and just focus on the proteins and
Even
eat her
though
carbs.
she was kind of staying under or at least around the calories that she was supposed to be, there's a difference in what you're actually eating. Let's talk about that.
Exactly. She's putting a lot of empty carbs with the candies and the snacking and the white breads and the rice and things of that nature. And it was happening late at night. So basically just sitting with carbs at night, and that's not one thing you want to do. You want to let that burn throughout the day and have just a protein at night.
So what would you recommend for the diet program now at this point? I'm trying to find more meats and vegetables at night? Or?
Yeah, more meats, more vegetables. You know, you can always eat vegetables. It's always great to do. Meats, you have whatever lean meats you want to eat. Just kind of stay away, like I said, just stay away from the white breads and stuff. Don't put it on a sandwich. You know, just have the meat, have the protein.
We'll have your weather after the break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Monday, March 23rd. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 73 degrees. That's just 1 degree above your average temperature around this time of year, which is 72 degrees. Winds were coming from the southwest today at 9 miles per hour with gusts up to 16 miles per hour. So we had some moderate winds outside today. The UV index today was 6, which is high. Humidity was at 19% today. Sunrise was at 6:44 this morning, and the record high back in 2004 was 89 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with a low of 48 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 51 degrees. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast this evening at 2 miles per hour with gusts up. So we'll have the winds calming down a little bit this evening. Humidity will be at 34%. Sunset will be at 6:58 this evening, and the record low back in 1938 was 32 degrees. Well, tomorrow some more clouds will be rolling in. We'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. Winds will be coming from the northwest at 6 miles per hour with gusts up to 12 miles per hour. So we should be having some light winds tomorrow. Humidity will be at 23%. Sunrise will be at 6:43 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 7, which is high. For our 7-day forecast, again, we'll have partly cloudy skies tomorrow, but those clouds should be clearing up rather quickly. We can be expecting sunny skies through the rest of this week. We might see a few extra clouds outside this Sunday with mostly sunny weather. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the high 70s. That'll be working its way up all the way into the high 80s this Friday, peaking there at Saturday with 88 degrees. But that'll be going back down into the mid-80s early next week. Your low temperatures will be starting off in the low 50s. That'll be going down a little bit to 48 degrees this Wednesday, but working its way back up into the mid-50s around this weekend. And then that should be staying in the low to mid-50s range until about mid-next week.
Thanks so much, Noah. And I like that fancy new hairdo. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46 from everyone up here at KPVM-TV and, of course, on the radio station 95.9 KA's Country. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.